Hey everyone, John here from TestPrepInsight.com, and today I'm going to be reviewing and directly comparing three of the biggest LSAT prep providers in the space: Kaplan, Blueprint, and Princeton Review. These are usually the three companies that people get hung up on and have a hard time deciding between, so today we're going to take a fresh look at how they stack up. And by the way, I should mention up front here that since I'm just going to be focusing on the major highlights in this video, if you find you need some more detail at any point, you can always check out our full detailed written comparison to these three companies over on our website. An easy way to get there is just to Google Test Prep Insight Best LSAT Courses. That's the quickest way to find it. Alright, so I'm just going to start by saying that we think all three of these LSAT courses are good. There's no one course that we don't care for and can throw out immediately. Sometimes when I do one of these comparison type videos, there's a course in the mix that we really don't like and we can remove immediately as an option. But that's not the case with this group of three. We genuinely like all three of these LSAT prep courses and give them solid grades. So with that being the case, I think the best way to structure this video is basically to explain the strengths of each program and tell you who each would be best for. So let's just dive right in and start with Blueprint. They technically get our highest overall grade, so we'll just start with them. By far, the greatest strength of the Blueprint course is their on-demand video lessons. Without a doubt, these video lectures are the best in the industry. They're engaging, they're the perfect length, they're very easy to understand and follow along, and the instructors are awesome communicators. The video lectures all feature your instructor on screen, make great use of a digital whiteboard, and leverage cool graphics, cartoons, and visuals to help hold your attention and help demonstrate key points. A lot of LSAT prep companies' videos are boring, slideshow-style lessons with just a voiceover, but not Blueprint. These video lessons are seriously next level. Now, what this means for you is that if you're a visual learner, you should go with Blueprint. The Kaplan and Princeton Review self-paced video lessons are good too, but they don't even come close to Blueprint's. So if you're leaning towards a self-guided course and you're more of a visual learner, this is going to be a no-brainer. And to be clear here, it's the same for the explanations with their practice problems. Like Kaplan and Princeton Review, Blueprint leverages LSAC's Law Hub to get students access to official problems from past exams. But most of the Blueprint practice material comes with their own video breakdowns of problems, and they're of the same general quality as the main video lectures. Again, it's just another reason why we think visual learners need to take note of this. And finally, the last thing worth calling out here is Blueprint's course structure. So one cool thing that Blueprint does is after every video lesson, you take a short quiz to make sure you were paying attention and understood the concepts being discussed. Not every LSAT prep company does this. It's a useful 1-2 punch of instruction and practice problem set in quick succession, and it seems to result in higher retention. Basically, we found the Blueprint course structure with these short, gated learning modules that spoon-feed you content to be highly effective. Alright, so those are the two big highlights for Blueprint: video lessons and dynamic learning modules. Now let's move on to where Kaplan has its advantages. But before we get to that, really quick, I should mention that since you're studying for the LSAT, every single month here at Test Prep Insight, we actually give away a free prep course to one lucky person. It's super simple to enter and everyone is eligible. I'll put all the details down below in the description on how to get entered, but just know it takes like 10 seconds and hey, you never know, you could win a totally free LSAT prep course. But anyway, back to Kaplan. And the first real win for them is their study planner tool. Every LSAT company these days has a study scheduler that more or less tells you what to do, and some even incorporate some basic algorithms to help optimize your study plan. Well, Kaplan's is the most powerful and personalized that we've seen. Your study plan is constantly shifting around based on your performance and the millions of data points that Kaplan has fed into it based on other users' habits and analytics. Essentially, Kaplan leverages all of their data, which is a lot as they're probably the biggest prep provider, and they put it to good use to make your studying hyper efficient. In short, we like this study planner tool a lot. And then the next big highlight here is Kaplan's LSAT channel. And to help explain this feature as simple as possible, it's 150 plus hours of additional video lessons. Kaplan hosts a live class, almost like a quasi-office hour session every single night, and then they record them and add them to their library of lessons. These sessions are really good and give you a deep dive on very specific topics. Plus, you can always ask your instructor any question you want. We see this as a major value add to the Kaplan course, and it's a great reason to go with them if you think you're going to attend a lot of office hour-like sessions. And then lastly, sort of in the same vein, we think Kaplan has the best live classes in LSAT prep. Blueprint has some solid live classes as well, and Princeton Review has good live classes also, but Kaplan's get our best overall grade. Kaplan has done an awesome job designing their live class curriculum and lesson plans to be detailed yet easy to follow, and most Kaplan instructors have been with the company for 10 plus years, so they know the Kaplan LSAT strategies like the back of their hand. They're great at communicating some of the tougher concepts. So those are the big reasons we see to go with Kaplan: live classes, their study planner tool, and their LSAT channel with deep office hour-like sessions. All right, so next, let's jump over to our last company, Princeton Review. So I think Princeton Review does a lot of things well, but there are a few unique things about them, with the first being how Princeton Review has structured their lessons. Rather than using traditional video lessons like Blueprint and Kaplan, they instead use this sort of multimedia varied approach. Each lesson is interactive and bounces around between slides, videos, drills, and notes. Each lesson is kind of like a self-contained learning module. It's not my favorite design, but some people with ADHD who don't have great attention spans might like it because it's pretty varied and the lessons aren't long. But kind of cutting the other way, I also think Princeton Review has the best LSAT books of the three. If you're more of an old school type of learner, Princeton Review will be your jam. They send you a 5-book set with any of their course options and they're all great. They track with the online lessons and curriculum, and they include instructional material and practice work, and they're just plain easy to follow. So if you're a text-based learner, we really like Princeton Review. And then finally, there's price. This is something we haven't touched on yet. Princeton Review is technically the cheapest of the 3 courses. In terms of self-paced courses, the Kaplan and Princeton Review packages cost the exact same at $7.99, while Blueprint does the monthly subscription model and charges $99 to $179 per month. So it kind of depends on how long you want access for. And for the course options with live classes, Princeton Review costs $1,100, Kaplan costs $1,200, and Blueprint costs $1,300. And one thing to note with Blueprint, you do have to buy the LSAC Law Hub subscription for access to practice tests separately, so that's going to be an additional $115 with them. So you can see Princeton Review is technically the cheapest, but all 3 of these courses are right in the same general ballpark. And I would just note that among all of the LSAT prep providers that we've reviewed, these 3 also happen to be the most aggressive with deals and special promotions, and you can almost always find a discount on their courses, so make sure to check for codes. In fact, I'll do my best to keep that description down below, updated with the most current coupon codes that I can find floating around out there, so give that text below the video screen a good look before buying. You can usually save at least a couple $100s with each company, so make sure to check that out. But anyway, that's how the prep courses from all 3 companies compare, so let's get to my final thoughts. Which course should you go with? Well, I think it really depends on your personal situation. If you're an old school book learner or looking to pick up the most affordable of the 3, or maybe both of those factors, then go with Princeton Review. They're a solid choice. If you want to make live classes a key component of your study plan, then go with Kaplan. They have the best live LSAT classes of any course that we've reviewed. Or lastly, if you're more of a visual learner and want a self-paced LSAT course, then go with Blueprint. They have an amazing course and it gets our highest overall grade. But anyways, I hope this video was helpful and you learned a little something. If so, please return the favor by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and drop me a quick comment below. That would be really appreciated. And again, if you want to see that full detailed written comparison of these 3 companies that I mentioned earlier in this video, just hop on over to our website. Again, that's testprepinsight.com. Or you can always check out the other videos we have on our YouTube channel. Got a bunch of great content out there. But as always, thanks for watching, best of luck, and I'll see you in the next one.